VetLife adventures, and let's see how we go on this adventure with you. Alright, among the many things that we have in Zambia as our inheritance, or in Africa, is wildlife. And I have lived in many rural areas where wildlife is just at your doorstep, and by wildlife I mean rabbits, impalas, or sometimes buffaloes and elephants. And over the years it has become state property, as it should be called. Now let's double back a little bit. When we say wildlife is state property, we must then define what the state is, or what the government is in the context of government property. Democratically, government is by the people, for the people, according to the people, and all those peoples that you put in your description of democracy. Now, that means technically, by inference, if government is the people, then the animals are owned by the people of Zambia, because they are wildlife and the property of the government. Now, let me build my case from there. My problem is that, as it is now, if I fare into the wild and go and hunt down a buffalo for meat, I will be arrested as having committed an offense unless I pay an amount of money to buy the meat from government, who coincidentally happens to be me, because I am the people, or at least part of them. Now, the problem is, this is mainly applied when you are going to hunt buffalo, or you're going to hunt leopards and all that. And speaking of leopards, there is an issue about an organization that is actually promoting that the Lozi people should use synthetic material for their ceremonies during, so then they don't finish the civets and the cheetahs and the leopards and all those things. This sounds like a situation where in a few years they will need to start importing their traditional ligaria from outside the country. They're not allowed to kill these cats for the purpose of their traditional ceremonies, and they usually kill just like one and wait years and then they slaughter another one. So it was with Mbezeni for his regalia as well. He would probably dress in one for the rest of his life and then hand it down to the next king and all that, which means technically for 10 generations the king would have slaughtered one leopard for the purpose of traditional ceremonies. But we have open hunting that is then at some point advertised in the papers, so that then tourists can go and shoot down thousands of leopards, or hundreds of them, or tens of them. It doesn't really matter. The point is that they pay to kill leopards that the locals are prohibited from killing, because it is wrong when the locals kill their own animals for the sake of the traditional ceremonies, while it is right when the tourist, foreigner or otherwise, comes in and then pays an amount of money to hunt them down. I don't see the logic in that. And then somehow, by some convenience, it also seems that wildlife has got a tag to it. When someone is digging mice and to eat, it's not wildlife and it's not poaching. The moment they start going after a certain size of animal that might have some financial value to me and my family in my country, then it becomes a problem. Now, I'm all for wildlife conservation and all that, but I am not for the idea of this segregative approach to it. If I wanted to test impala and buffalo, I don't know where to go and buy meat to eat it. Either it's not existing or it's not public, and that bothers me. So how are we supposed to deal with this? How are we supposed to create a situation where, as a Zambian, I should be proud of things that I have and I should feel they're mine? Because if something is yours, you should be capable of using it and at your own and according to your own rules, not international standards. Forget all that. Just how am I supposed to feel that the wildlife that is in the country is my own when I cannot go for a tour to a national park because it's too expensive, or to a game reserve somewhere I can't afford the lodges, I can't hunt an impala which is passing in my backyard because I'll be arrested. And I have, for goodness sake, never seen anyone who is not a local indigenous suffering Zambian being arrested for poaching. Is it that poaching is only when a local Zambian kills an animal? Is there no other form of poaching? Is there a way that has been deliberately put up so then if a local person wants to eat some impala or some buffalo, they might just go and hunt maybe 10 per village? Something like that, some courtesy for at least being a Zambian. Can't you just say all people in this area can at least hunt up to 50 or 100 animals every 3 years, and then create a system that allows for that? The current one is we are going to pay the locals so that they may not poach. We'll ask them to engage in farming and other activities that are entrepreneurial, to encourage them to find other forms of money so that then we preserve the wildlife, so that then someone else should pay to kill them. I don't see that logic, and it bothers me. That's about it. So if anyone has got opinions on that, I would like to hear them. If anyone has got comments on that, I would like to hear them, because this is not all.